Let's create the form. Go to the Visual Studio Code and inside the application create one empty file which is forms.py file. Forms.py file. Then here we need to import the three libraries. First we need to import the user, then second we need to import the user creation form, and third we need to import the forms. So let's import from django.contrib.auth.models import user. Then second import user creation form from the django.contrib.auth.forms import user creation form. Import user creation form. User creation form. Then next we need to import the forms. For that from Django import forms. After that let me add one comment which is create form class. Create form class. Then here we need to create the class. So for that class, then class name whatever you want to give. In my case I am giving signup form. Then we need to inherit user creation form. By the inheriting we are going to access all the features and properties of the user creation form. Then next we need to add the fields name, what we want to show over the display over the browser. For that let's create the fields. For example name equals to forms dot, then type of the name field which is char field. Then attributes, for example I want to display the label also for this field. For that label equals to, then label name what I want to show, then comma, then widget. With the help of widget you can add additional functionality to your fields. So widgets equals to forms dot text input, then attributes class. Copy this one and paste and modify this one as per our requirement. Next field will be email. Then field type which is also email field. Then label also we need to change which is email address. Then next username, and label also change to username. After that password 1, then password 2, and we need to change the label also according to that. So password, then confirm password, Then we need to define the meta class. For that class meta. After that we need to define the model name. So model equals to model name. So our model name is user. Then fields. Here we need to define all the fields what we want to display over the browser. For example name. One second. Whatever field we want to display we need to mention here. So name, email, then username, then password 1, and then password 2. Control S, then go to the views.py file. Yeah, here first we need to import the form class what we have created there. So from current directory, forms, import forms name. So our forms name is signup form. Signup form. Then here we need to define the view for our signup page. So come down and create one function for our signup page. So def register underscore user, then default parameter request, then come down, then forms equals to signup form. Here I am creating the object of our signup form. Then I am checking if request.method equals to post. If request.method equals to post equals to post, then again create the form object of the forms, but this time it will along with the data. Previously we have created without data, but this time we are going to create along with the data. So form equals to signup form, then request.post. Let me arrange. Form. If form is valid, then form dot save. Here I am checking if the form data is valid, then I need to save this form. So for that we have a function save, and after that I want to display some message. For that, copy paste this one and modified as per your requirement. So let me modify this message, change this one, you have successfully registered, and after that it will redirect to home page. Else, when data is not valid, then it will go to the else part. For that, else, then copy the above message, copy this one and paste below, and let me change this one. It will redirect to the register page, and change the message also. Change this one, like you have not entered correct data for registration. Else, then we need to provide else for the upper if, which is if request dot method is not post, then it will execute this else return this blank form. It means user have not entered anything, he has visited sign up page, and up to this point he have not entered anything. At that time it will return to the blank page. Copy this one and paste here, and we want to render to the register.html page. This page we need to create along with the blank form page. So form, this is the key in single quote, and the value for this also form. It means we will render to the register.html page along with this blank or empty form. Then we need to provide return statement for our def also. So simply copy this one and paste below, and remove this form because we don't want to pass anything. That's it. Control S. Then our next step to create the register.html page. Till now we have not created that page. So copy this register.html, go to the templates, right click, then new file, then paste here register.html page. We need to write here our register.html page code. Simply copy this code and paste here and modify it as per our requirement. I don't want this field, remove this one. Then in place of login I want register. Then I don't want this URL also because this is for home page, so remove this one. Then remove this one also, I don't require that things. This one, yeah, and this one also. Now go to the new bar and copy this line, copy this one and paste here. And I'm going to modify this one for register. Then remove this URL also because we are going to define new URL for our register page. Copy this one and paste below. Then modify this one as per our requirement. So in place of logout, write register. Here you can give any path, whatever you want. So I am giving register. Then here we need to pass the view name, what we have created inside the views.py file. So copy this one, register.user, and paste here. Then we need to give the name to this URL. You can give any name, whatever you want. Then Control S. Then go to the neobar.html and here pass the name, whatever you have given to your URL. Then go to the register.html page and here also paste the name of your URL. After that we need to add the key what we have created in the view and pass that key inside this curly bracket. Copy this key and go to the register.html page and pass here. Then refresh the browser. Yeah, our form is showing over the browser, but it is not showing properly. So let me change. First let me change this login to register. Then go to the forms.py file, and here we have did one spelling mistake. Here class should be form control, not from control. We have did one spelling mistake. So let me change this one and do for the email also, then for remaining also, password and password 1. Control S. Then go to the browser and refresh. Yeah, here you can see our form is loaded successfully. So let me add one user, for example Sitaram. Then copy this one and paste below and give the email address @gmail.com. then username, then password. After that confirm password. Then click on register. You have successfully registered. It means our register page is working. Close this one and try to log in with that user what we have created. So username and password I'm entering. Then click on login. You have logged in successfully. It means we are able to log in with the newly created user ID. Then here you can see that register button is very close to the field. So let me add one break to add some space. Then add here is one break tag. Then go to the browser and refresh. Yeah, here you can see the space is added between the fields and register button. Let me add one more record, but this time I am going to pass the password and confirm password different to check what kind of message it's showing, and after that I will customize that message as per the error. So let me enter the password. Then second time I'm entering the different password and trying to save or register. See, I'm getting one generic message, you have not entered correct data for registration, but I want specific message. For that go to the Visual Studio Code and here copy this, go to up and copy this two line and come to the register.user function and modify this one as per our requirement. In this variable I am going to store or fetch the password 1 value and password 2 value. So so I can validate that one. So let me modify this one. Password 1 equals to request.password1, then password 2 equals to request.post password 2, like that. So let me modify the let me modify this one. Yeah, then come down and here add one else if block. Here I am going to check the condition for password 1 and password 2. So else if password 1 is not equal to password 2, at that time I want to show some customized message, not generic message. So let me change this message, and here I want to print like your password and confirm password, your password and confirm password are not same. That's it. Then Control S to save this one and go to the browser and try to log in with the invalid password and confirm password or different. So your password and confirm password are not same, like that you are getting the customized pop-up message. Let me close this pop-up message, and if you observe one point, our password and password confirm both are visible. It is highly recommended to your password and confirm password should not visible. For that, go to the Visual Studio Code, then inside the forms.py file, here we need to change the our widget. So in place of text input we need to add password input. That's it. Then refresh and try to enter the password. See, now it's not visible. Then same if you observe for the our login page, here also our password is visible. So this one also we need to make the dot form. For that, go to the home.html page and in place of text type enter password. That's it. Then refresh and try to log in. See, here also our password is going to convert into dot form. Now I'm going to create the model for our project. For that, go to the Visual Studio Code, then inside the models.py file, here we need to create the model class. For that, let's create the model class, then model name, whatever you want to give. I'm giving record, you can give any name. Then I need to inherit this class from models.model class, models.model. Basically, we are using the models in the Django to perform the DB related activity. Then next I'm going to take the fields for our database. For that, first I'm taking the create time because I want create time equals to models.model, and the field type should be date time field. Then here I want to make this field auto. Now it means we no need to pass any value for this one, it will take automatically at the time of creation. For that I am using the auto now add equals to true. So we need so we no need to provide any value manually for this field, it will automatically capture. Then second field, first name equals to models dot char field, and here we need to specify the max length of this field. For example, I'm taking 70. Then simply copy this one and paste. One more time. Then let me modify this one as per my requirement. So second will be the This one will be the last name, then email, 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 then password, then phone number, after that city, then state, then control S, and after that we need to register this model inside the admins.py file. So let's register this models.py, these models in the admins.py file. For that, admin.site.register, and here we need to pass the name of our model. So if you remember, our model name is record. Go to the models.py file and copy this name and paste inside the admins.py file. Then here we need to create one admin class. This admin class is basically we are going to use for the display all the fields whatever we want to show. For that, create one admin class, then record. You can give any name for this admin class whatever you want, but we need to inherit this class from admin model, admin. Then below here type list display, and we need to specify all the fields whatever we want to display over the browser or to the Django admin page. For that, specify the fields name. So simply copy this one and paste. Copy this entire thing from the models.py file and go to the admins.py file and specify all the fields name one by one here. So first, for example, created at. For example, I don't want created at. Then first name, first name, then last name, then email, after that phone number, then city, after that state. These all field I want to show, because of that only I am mentioning all the field name here. Yeah, remove this one, control S. Then we need to register this model admin class also inside the admin.site register. So copy this one and paste below, and here copy this model admin class name and add here. That's it. Then control S. And one more thing, we need to import the model class also here. For that, from current directory models, import our model name whatever is. In my case, this is record, otherwise you will get error. That's it. Then control S, then go to the browser, and here we need to run two commands, make migration and migrate. This make migration is used to generate the SQL query, and the migrate command is used to execute that query. So for that, we have a command python manage.py make migration. With the help of this query, we will generate the SQL query, or you can say this will create the model, or in simple term you can say this will create one table inside the our database. Then second query will execute that SQL query to create that database. The query is python manage.py migrate, then enter. Yeah, if you want to see the SQL query, so with the help of SQL migrate command we can see the SQL query. So this is the command to see the SQL query, then enter. See, create table and table name and all the fields what we have given. So this is the query generated by the Django. Then See, this is the our table name, my crm underscore record. If you go to the database, open the database or SQL developer, wait for a second, it will take time. If you see, the same name table will be created inside the our Oracle database. So go to the our database, click here and search for the table name what we have created with the help of Django. So 1 second, it's loading. Yeah, then expand the table, then here search for the table name what we have created right now. Go down, go down. 1 second. See, my crm underscore record. This is the table we have created with the help of Django or migrate command, because migration command is used to generate the SQL query and make migration command is used to generate the SQL query and migrate used to execute that query. Go to the command prompt and run the Django server again. For that we have a command python manage.py run server. Then go to the browser and go to the admin page. Then here log in with the username and password, which is greedy, and password also is greedy. Then log in. See, our records model is showing here. Click on that records and click on add record. From here we can add the record. See, all the fields what we have mentioned inside the models.py file are showing here. So let me try to add one record and check whether this record is successfully saving or not inside the SQL developer. So let's provide phone number, then city Mumbai, Mumbai. After that state MH, then save. See data is saved. Now go to the SQL developer and check whether this data is saved or not. Here right select query, select star from, then table name, then enter. See, whatever data we have entered, it's showing here. It means our data is getting saved. Now now go to the admin page and try to add one more record and check whether this record is also showing or not. So last name Yadav, then email address kalpana@gmail.com, gmail.com, then phone number, then city Mumbai, Mumbai, then state MH, save. Then again go to the SQL developer and check. See, this record is also added successfully. It means we are able to save the data. See, all the fields whatever we have mentioned, it is displaying here. Now I want to display this data over the browser, not through the Django admin page. For that we need to define the view. Go to views.py file and here first we need to import the our model. For that from current directory, dot means current directory. From current directory models, import the model. So our model name is record. Import record. Then inside the home function write record, take one variable records equals to records equals to record, which is our model name, dot object all. It means we are going to fetch all the objects of the record model and storing in the records variable. Then copy this records and go below go below and pass to the home.html page. So create one key and pass this records as a value, then go to the home.html page and simply inside the double curly bracket you need to paste that key, which is records. That's it. Then control S, then go to the browser and login, greedy, username greedy, then password also greedy, then click on login. Yeah, see, our data is showing. You have logged in successfully and our record is showing object 1 and object 2. It is not showing in correct format. So let me modify this one, and I'm taking one for loop, and inside that record in records, and I want to print one by one all the data. For that, take double curly bracket. Then we need to specify the field name one by one. For example, record dot whatever field you want to print. So refresh this one. See, this time also it's not showing in correct format whatever we want, because we need to specify the field name also. Dot, then whatever field name you want to show, go to the models.py file, and these are the fields name. So you can simply copy from there and paste here whatever you want. So copy this one and paste, copy this one, paste below. I'm going to do for the all the fields. Then go to the models.py file and select one by one all the fields. Then paste here. Then same for the email also. Email, then phone number, then paste here. After that, city, then copy one more time for the state and copy this state and paste here. That's it. Then control S and go to the browser and refresh. See, all the data is showing, but it is not showing in the table format. So we need to take one table tag to display the data in the proper table format. Go to the browser and search for the Bootstrap. From Bootstrap, we will copy the code for the table. Search Bootstrap. Get bootstrap.com. Then enter. Then click on second link. And here you can search for the table. From here we will get ready-made code for our table, and based on our requirement we can select the table. So simply copy this one and copy this one and go to the Visual Studio Code and paste here, and let me modify this one as per my requirement. So first I want the table head. So let me add table head, then last name, then email, then copy this one and paste for the remaining also. After email, phone number, These are nothing but the table head, what it will display over the browser. Then city, after that state, yeah, that's it. Remove this one, we not required this one. Control S, then go to the browser and copy the remaining code. This is the code for the table data. Paste here, and here also we need to modify this one as per our requirement. So here we need to print actual value what we want to display. So copy this one and paste here, that's it. Same we need to do for the all. Then do for the first name, then for last name. These are the actual values or table data. Then do for the remaining also. Same for the phone number. Copy this phone number and paste here. Then city, at last state. Then copy this state. Yeah, copy this state and paste here. Paste here. Go to the browser and copy the remaining code, which is closing tag code, and paste inside the homes.html page. Paste here. Let me arrange this one. Yeah, and we need to add some, and copy this for loop. Below we have one for loop that we need to add here. So go below and copy this one, this for loop, because we want to print the data in multiple time. If there is multiple time, then print data that number of time. So for that, for each record in records, execute this table data and copy the copy this record. Remove this one, we don't require this one. Then go, then let me add one if condition. If record, then only it will execute this block. So let me add one if condition. If records, it means if records, then only execute this block. And let me arrange this if condition block. Yeah, and I don't want this one, remove this one. Let me arrange this one. And paste here, because our for loop is going to end here. And copy this and if, copy this one and print below the for loop. That's it. Then control S to save the file. Now let me add one br tag to add some space between the fields. Then go to the browser and refresh the browser. See, table is added and our data is showing in the table format. First name, last name, email, phone number, city, state, and created at also showing. So these are displaying in the table format. Let's add ID also here. For that, go to the Visual Studio Code and inside the homes.html page, add one ID field also. Copy this one and paste above, and in place of created at, type ID, and below also we need to add the ID field. Come down and here we need to add the ID fields. For that, copy this one and paste above, and in place of created at, type ID. This ID is the inbuilt provided by the Django. We no need to do any extra thing for this one. Control S. Then let me arrange this one second. Yeah, then Control S and go to the browser and refresh. See, ID column is also showing. Now based on your requirement or your choice, you can select the different table format from the Bootstrap. So simply go to the browser and search for the table, what kind of table you want. So whatever you want, you can copy from here and add in your HTML page. For example, I have copied one table format and pasted here. Then go to the browser and refresh. See how over is added to my table. Whenever I'm moving my cursor, it's showing some change. Add here records, one field. This records will be displayed over our data. Control S, then go to the browser and refresh. Yeah, records it's showing, but here some extra spaces is showing. So let me remove that space. Remove this br tag, then Control S and refresh the browser. Now it's okay. Now it's good. Then let me add some extra Bootstrap style to my table. For example, I want to change the header of my table, color of my heading table, color of my table head. For example, I want this dark table head. So copy this one and go to the Visual Studio Code and paste here in the table head. Yeah, paste here. That's it. Then go to the browser and refresh the browser. See, the table head is changed. Like that, we can apply different style to our table. Now, for example, I want to add the border of to my table. For that, copy this code and paste here. Simply paste here, or you can type also. It will work, not an issue. Refresh the browser. See, border is applied to the table. Remove this one. I don't require this one. It's not looking good. Then refresh the browser. 1 second. Yeah, now it's working. But here we have did one mistake. Our table header and the new bar both are showing in the same color. Let me add some space between the header and table header and the new bar. Here, take one br tag, then Control S and refresh the browser. Yeah, now space is added. Then our next step 2, after clicking on ID, it should redirect to records page and show all the information of the records. Right now in this case there are very few records, so anyhow all the records are showing on the first page only. But I want to add some functionality, like after clicking on the add button, it should redirect to the another page and show detailed information of the user. Go to the inside the urls.py file. We need to make one URL and associate this URL to the ID, because if we want to, when we click on ID, it will redirect to the particular page and display all the data regarding that ID. So let me modify this URL. In the place of the register, I want record. So in the place of register, write record. Then along with record, I want to pass the ID also. So for that, I am taking int is the data type. So explicitly we are defining here int. Then pk is the variable, and in the pk we are going to store the ID, because based on ID only we are going to display the data. And here we need to write the views name. So I'm typing customer data. Right now customer record. Right now I have not created this view. We need to create this view inside the views.py file. Then we need to give the name to this URL. It is optional, but it is recommended you should give the name. So name also I'm giving record only. Then control S, then go to the views.py file, and here we need to create the views, which is customer record view. What name we have given inside the urls.py file. So def, let me add one comment, customer record, then def, then view name what we have given inside the urls.py file. Copy this one and paste here. Then default parameter request, then primary key or pk what we have taken inside the urls.py file. This is the variable where we are going to store the ID, and based on ID we will display the data. Then take one variable name is customer record, equals to, then model name, because from which model we want to fetch the record. So if you remember, our model name is record. So simply copy this record and like this, or you can copy this entire line and paste here, record.object.all. But in this case we don't require all data, we are required based on ID. So for that we are using get, and we are going to pass that primary key, which is pk. So ID equals to pk. It means for particular ID only we are going to fetch the record. Previously we are fetching for the all. Then after that go to the home.html page. Copy this user is authenticated line and print inside the views.py file, because we want to fetch the data only when the user is authenticated or login. So paste that line inside the customer records view. So here paste here, because if the user is login, only then he can view the records or data. Without login he cannot view the record. Because of that only I am adding this if condition. If user, if request dot user is authenticated, if request dot user is authenticated, then only it will allow to see the data. Then after that return render, then particular page where we want to render. So for that, default parameter request comma page name where we want to render, comma record.html, we want to render to this page, and we are going to use this record.html page to display the record of particular user. Record.html, inside the single quote record.html, comma, then we need to pass this customer record variable inside the dictionary form. So copy this customer record as a key, then semicolon, then paste the value for this one. Then after that we need to create one file which is record.html page, and there we need to render this customer underscore record field inside the double curly bracket. Before that I want to display some message. For that, copy this message and paste here. In else block I want to display some message, because if user is not authenticated, at that time it should display message like we couldn't found, you are not login, or something else kind of message. So let me change this message as per my requirement. Change this message as per my requirement. Remove this one and type you must have to log in. You must have to log in to see the record or data. That's it. Control S. Control S. Then copy this record.html, and we need to create one page which is record.html page. So copy this one and go to the templates and create one new file which is record.html page. Then go to the then here we need to write the code for the record.html page. So copy the code from home.html page, which is very similar as per our requirement, and paste inside the record.html page. paste here. Take one h1 tag, and write records page. That's it. Control S. Go to the home.html page, and this record ID we should keep inside the href or anchor tag to make this one as a link. So after clicking on this link, it will redirect to the records page. So for that, go to the urls.py file and see for the record we have given name record. So simply we need to paste that record name here. It means after clicking on this ID, it will redirect to the records page, which is record.html page. And from here we need to also pass the ID also to display the particular data. For that, copy this record.id and paste here. It means it is also passing the ID. Then go to the browser and refresh. See, our ID is showing in the hyperlink. Click on this. See, records page. It means our records.html page is working fine. So next task to display the data on the records.html page. For that go to the home.html page and copy this code, this entire code copy. Copy this entire code, Control C, and paste inside the records.html page. Paste here. Then let me modify this one as per my requirement. I don't want this td tag because here I'm not going to display the data in the table format. So remove this table. So this is the shortcut. You can replace all the td with the space, and to replace these things we have a command Control H. That's it. Then Control S, and I don't want this link also because here I want to simply show the ID data, not any anchor tag. Control S, then go to the browser and refresh the page. 1 second. Here we have did one mistake. See, go to the views.py file, and here we have taken variable customer underscore record, not record. So go to the records.html page, and in place of record we want customer underscore record. So Control H, then field name whatever you want to replace. So I want to replace the record with the field name customer record. Replace all. Yeah, it's replaced. And let me modify this one. 1 second. Close this one, then Control S, then go to the browser and refresh the browser. See, our data is showing, but this is showing in not in a well form. So let me add br tag to display in one line, one by one. So Control S, then go to the browser and refresh. Yeah, now our data is showing in proper format, but still this is not a that much good format. So with the help of Bootstrap we can add some style to this page. First let me change the heading, which is customer record, then go to the browser and refresh, then I want some extra style. For that I can go to the bootstrap, and based on my requirement I can select. So in cards, come down in cards, you can select any card, whatever you like. For example, I want this one, so copy this code and go to the record.html page and paste here. Then let me modify this code as per my requirement. So let me modify this code as per my requirement. First, remove this line. I don't want this line. Then copy this line and paste in the place of features. After that, refresh the browser. Yeah, it's showing like that. Remove this extra thing also. We don't require these extra things. Remove this one. And here I want to display my fields. So copy these fields and paste inside the p tag. Yeah, paste here. And one more thing, for example, I want to show my first name and last name in the single line. So write in the same line, then remove these extra spaces, then give label. For label you can use the strong tag. Whatever you write in the strong tag, it will show as the bold. So take strong tag. Let me take for the all, and write the field name in the strong tag. For example, id, then name, created time, then name, then email address, email, then phone number, then city, after that state, state, then remove these extra things. We don't require this one. Arrange the code. Then remove this div and paste here. This is closing of this div. And this one for this div. Copy and paste here. Remove from there. Now we have successfully closed all the div and our code is ready. Let me arrange the code. Go to the home.html page and copy this line. This is basically to define the column size. Paste here, and the column size will be 6 and offset 3. Close this div below. That's it. then Control S and go to the browser and refresh. Yeah, our data is displaying in very good format. So one second, this go somewhere button I want to change. For that, go to the records.html page and in place of go somewhere type go back. Yeah, then go to the browser and refresh. See, go back is showing, but I want to change the color. I don't want blue color. So for that, btn, then secondary, Control S, and here we need to pass the URL, like where it should be redirect. So when clicking on back, it should redirect to the home page. Because of that only I'm typing home here. This home is nothing but the URL name for the home. Then Control S, go to the browser and refresh. Yeah, one second, it should be go back, not a go only. One second, let me correct this one. Refresh the browser. Yeah, go back, click on id, then click on go back. See, it's working fine. For all records it's working fine.